Hello, everyone. This is Bridget from the EC Fitness Center bringing you your weekly meditation. And today is the first day of our aromatherapy class that will begin just following the meditation. And so just a couple of announcements. This first week of March, Haley and I launched our new live classes. And so every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 o'clock is Haley's stretch break. And every Thursday following my meditation will be an aromatherapy class. Sometimes we'll talk about an essential oil. Today we're going to talk about the essential oil lavender. And I decided to talk about the crystal rose quartz. And so we're going to do that on Thursdays at 11:15, and then every first and third Friday at 11:15 will be my chakra yoga. And for March, it's the sacral chakra, so the second chakra in the color orange. So that will be tomorrow at 11:15. Please join me. So for today's meditation, it's going to be a message in a bottle. So we'll go ahead and start out with the meditation. You can find yourself a comfortable seated or lying position. And we'll go ahead and get started. Go ahead and close your eyes. A message in a bottle. Begin by visualizing yourself on a beautiful, pristine beach. It is a pleasant sunny day, not too hot, with a light breeze. You feel the warm sun energizing your skin. You hear the waves gently lapping upon the sand. Allow yourself to be at one with nature. You are completely alone on this beach and feel completely safe. You reach down, take off your shoes and socks, and place them on a towel upon the sand. The grains of sand feel warm and energizing on your feet as you walk along the sand. You hear the faint sound of seagulls in the air, which adds to your tranquility. Begin walking towards the water along the shoreline, where the water meets the sand. The sand feels soft and cool from the water. Continue to walk along the shoreline. Feel the air fresh and clean. Allow any tension in your body to melt away as you walk along the sand. All cares and worries of your day are melting away. Take a slow, deep breath in and exhale gently. Again, take another deep breath in and exhale gently. You feel the elements and life force from nature restoring your energy levels and sense of calm. Visualize in your mind any place you may be holding tension in your body, any aches or pains. Feel these aches and pains gradually softening and releasing. As the water ebbs and flows upon the shoreline, so do all your worries and tiredness ebb and flow away. You are feeling completely serene and at peace at the beach. As a wave comes to shore, you look down and see a bottle next to your feet. You reach down and pick up this bottle. As you hold the bottle in your hand, you notice it has been sealed with a cork, and there is a note inside. You loosen the cork and reach in with your fingers to pull out this piece of paper. Unfolding the paper, you read the words. If you are reading these words, know that you are receiving this message at the right time and in the right place. Know that you are special and loved eternally. I have chosen you to be here at this time and place to help the people and the planet heal. Never doubt or forget how very special you are. My eternal love, the Great Spirit. Overjoyed with emotion, you feel someone else should discover this bottle. You fold the note and place it back into the bottle. You reseal the bottle with the cork, and with your best throw, toss it back into the water. It is now time to leave this meditation. When you feel ready, gently bring your awareness back into your body and into the room. You can give your fingers and toes a wiggle. And when you feel ready, gently open your eyes, coming back into waking consciousness. Thank you. Namaste. Go ahead and slowly start to come back. Take a couple of minutes here. Maybe you want to grab a notebook. We'll take some notes on the essential oils. I am going to grab something quick, and we will get started in about a minute. Okay, does everybody have a notebook? We will get started with the aromatherapy class portion of today. Welcome. Just to let you know, I think it's been about 15 years since I received my aromatherapy certification. I use essential oils on a daily basis, and I thought what we could do is start taking an oil each week and learning a little bit about it. So learning about its uses for physical ailments and things like that, and then also talk about the emotional ways it can help with emotional release or increasing happiness or helping you deal with grief, things like that. So we'll talk about the physical properties that it can help with and assist with, and then we'll also talk about the emotional. And then at the end, I'm going to talk about the rose quartz crystal. So each week I'll bring in a crystal and we'll talk about the proper healing properties of the crystal. And we will leave you with a question to journal. And if you would please like to email me the answer to your question, we could set up a one-on-one chat. If you have any questions about anything or any suggestions, please let me know. So we'll get started. Today we're going to start talking about the essential oil lavender. I would say this is the most widely used, and if I had to choose one essential oil that if I only could choose one, it would be lavender, because it takes care of anything. So how I like to talk about lavender and how I think about it in my personal life is it's an intentional oil. If you break the chemistry down into quadrants, you can see that each quadrant, it treats different things. And so if you want it to treat sleep, you focus on sleep. If you want it to give you energy, focus on energy. If you want it to heal certain parts of your body, it also has chemical constituents in each of those categories. And so I feel like it is the miracle oil. So if you ever are in doubt, I would say choose lavender. If you have any questions about what specific oil company I use, what specific oils I use, etc., please email me and we can discuss that or set up a one-on-one. I just always like to caution people to make sure that you research the company. For myself, I only use 100% organic essential oils, and I like to make sure I know where their farms are, or where the oil is coming from itself, and then just making sure that they are in fact organic. For myself, I do use lavender internally, and so any oil that I'm going to use on my skin, but for sure inside my body, I want to make sure that I know that it's organic and that it's not going to do any harm. For allergies, lavender is my favorite oil. And so I used to take tons of medications for allergies. I used to have sports-induced asthma where my chest would be tight all of the time. And so I would take medications for that until I was introduced to a couple of things. One, lavender essential oil. For this, I use 1 to 2 drops underneath my tongue. But this is a cautionary, because people that have used these oils underneath their tongue or underneath their lip, and they've been cut with other things other than the genuine oil, that it has caused holes underneath. So you just want to really make sure that you research before you're going to put anything in your body. It's really important. So the main thing I use lavender for myself is for allergies. So seasonal allergies, if I start sneezing, the itchy eyes, runny nose, I get an itchy throat, I just put I start out with always 1 drop under the tongue. And typically that stops the histamine reaction right away. And so that's the main thing I use it for. What I'd like to do is go through and just read to you lavender uses, and you can go ahead and write these down. The main and most popular use for lavender is to treat anxiety. And so it's believed to treat anxiety, promotes relaxation, treats fungal infections, again, treats allergies, depression, insomnia, eczema of the skin, nausea, and menstrual cramps. So these are some of the most popular uses. And again, lavender, one of the most popular and versatile oils. Also, another thing that I love about lavender is applying it directly to your skin when you have a sunburn. For myself, I use lavender, and then I take an organic coconut oil. And if I get sunburned, I do not peel if I use this. And I know that they do use lavender essential oil for burns as well. And I have heard about them using it in hospital burn units. And so if you'd like any more information about that, I can certainly find it for you. But it's really super amazing for burns. And it does really great things to prevent scarring. So super awesome because of its anti-inflammatory properties. So again, sunburns, I like to mix it with organic coconut oil and rub it all over my skin. And it just takes that burn and that redness down, and it heals it a lot faster. So instead of some other things I've tried in the past, I think it works way better than aloe vera. All right, so we talked about burns. Let's talk about how we want to, what are the uses, or how to use it, I should say. So you can apply this directly to the skin. Some people like to use a carrier oil, which would be, like I said, the organic coconut oil. You can use organic olive oil. I sometimes will just use it with my whatever organic cream that I'm using, or like lotion on my body. I mix it up with that. But with lavender, you can apply this directly to the skin. What I like to remind people of is, if you ever have any question about it, always put it on the bottoms of your feet. And also the bottoms of your feet are the largest pores, so it's going to enter your body system quick. You can diffuse it. So if you get yourself one of those diffusers and put a bunch of drops in and then just let it go out through the air. So with lavender specifically, let's see, it says topically you can use 1 to 3 drops over your throat, on your temples, back of your neck. I would say you can pretty much use it anywhere. Aromatic, so inhaling directly from the bottle, diffusing in a diffuser, like I said, or placing drops in your hand, and you can rub those together in a clockwise motion and then inhale. It's another one that I use quite often. And then internally, taking 1 to 2 drops under the tongue in a capsule or in water. And if you have any questions about any of this, please let me know. So one of the things that I think a lot of people talk to me about is insomnia. And so diffusing lavender about an hour before bed, or diffusing an hour before bed and then while you're sleeping, maybe for that first hour. My diffuser goes for an hour or 4 hours. I typically just go an hour at a time. Works really well. Or rubbing 1 to 2 drops of the oil on your pillow, or again, directly on your feet. Or I love to use it up on my chest, and then I rub it on my ears, and there's acupressure points all along your ears. And today we will talk about an acupressure point for anxiety. And so acupressure points are also a really good way. We take the oil, smell it while pressing on the specific point for whatever you're trying to treat. So today we'll talk about anxiety. It's really super great way. So if you're specifically looking at insomnia, you can go ahead and find acupressure points for that. Today we're going to talk about anxiety. So that is lavender uses. What I'd like to move on to from the physical is to the emotional. So specifically with lavender, this was a new one for me. I'm looking at some new books, and it was talking about lavender aiding in your verbal expression. So speaking your truth. So a lot of times I feel like we as humans, I should say, have trouble really speaking our truth or saying what we really want to say. And sometimes we hold that in, and that can cause physical issues. And so for this one, it says lavender aids in verbal expression and calms the mind. So calming the insecurities that are felt when one risks saying their true thoughts and feelings. Lavender addresses the deep fear of being seen and heard. I remember growing up and it was always like children are to be seen and not heard. Not so much anymore, guys. I think we're in the path now where it's really important for us all to express our emotions instead of holding them in. And so lavender is an exceptional oil, and actually putting the lavender, rubbing it in your hands or placing it directly on your throat chakra absolutely helps with this. So it says lavender supports the individual in releasing tension and constriction that stems from speaking their truth. So basically it's saying if you can't speak your truth, you're going to feel worried, racing thoughts, anxiousness, and sleep disruption. So that makes sense because lavender treats all of those things. And so how super cool. It says lavender encourages emotional honesty, that helps insist that the individuals speak their innermost thoughts and desires, learning to communicate their deepest thoughts and feelings to others. Then we are liberated from this, you could call it like a self-inflicted prison. But yeah, think about it in terms of if you have any sort of issues with speaking your truth, maybe it's to a friend, maybe it's to a parent, maybe it's to your children, maybe it's to a spouse or a boyfriend, girlfriend, somebody at work. That's another big one. And so, yes. So the negative emotions that lavender is good to treat, you can go ahead and grab your pen. Blocked communication is the first one. So that's what we're talking about, that's speaking the truth. Fear of rejection, another really big one. Constricted, tense, or racing thoughts. Emotional dishonesty. Hiding, fear. It's saying insecurities, feeling unseen, unheard, or unloved. Super powerful. And so I'm going to teach you, if you have a specific emotion that you would like to work with, like say you felt anxious, which is what we're going to use today, or you felt unloved, unheard, things like that. I have an amazing book and a process that I've worked with over the years that works extremely well, where we take the emotion, so take anxiety specifically, and we look at where in the body the acupressure point is, or where it's held in the body. So specifically for anxiety, it's basically the area that's about, I'd say, 1 inch or 2 inches above your belly button. And what I'd like you to do and how you clear this, and so what we do when we don't allow our emotions to come through and speak our truth, first off, when we don't allow our emotions to come in and feel it, so it's not a steady flow of feeling our emotion, it gets locked in the body, and then it can cause physical issues. And so for this one specifically, and we'll do a different one each week. And so please let me know if there's one specific one that you want to work with. Next week, we're going to work with peppermint oil. And so let me know. Today, anxiety. So anything that's causing you anxiousness, what I want you to do is you're going to take the essential oil and I want you to drop 1 to 2 drops into your hand. And then go ahead and clockwise. I just call this like activating the oil. I just have always loved to do it this way. Then I want you to smell from your hands the oil. Close your eyes. And if it gets to be too intense, I always pull this away from me, or I smell and then I open my hands and then I bring it back. So if it gets to be too intense, again, if you don't want to put it on your body, you can actually just open it up and hold it from the actual bottle. So then what you're going to do, you're going to keep one hand where you're smelling the oil, and then take your other hand and touch that acupressure point that's about 2 inches above your belly button. So you can just take your whole hand and place it in that area. You can take one finger and place it in that area. I like to place the entire hand for this specific one. So for anxiety, what we want to focus on, and we're smelling this oil, is the opposite emotion. And so we know where we are. We're super anxious right now. And what's the opposite side of what that feels like? So I'm going to use the word confidence. So confident, instead of being super anxious about something, you're going to feel confident. You could say strong, whatever that opposite emotion or opposite word would feel for you. Some will say peace. So find whatever word that is for you. We're smelling the oil. We have our hand 2 inches above our belly. We're going to use an affirmation. So I want you to close your eyes, and we're going to use the affirmation, peace, be still. Peace, be still. So as we're smelling the oil and our hand is 2 inches above our belly button, inhale the oil, open mouth, exhale, peace, be still. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. And you can do this out loud, or you can do this just, in your mind. Please continue to do this as many times. I know when I very first started emotional release with essential oils, I would use this multiple times. Like maybe I would say it 20 times or 21 times or 30 times or 5 times, depending on what it is, how deep the emotion is. And when you get really good at doing this and feeling your emotions and letting it come through, you don't need to do the affirmation as much. So that's the first part of the exercise. So again, 1 to 2 drops of whatever essential oil you want to use to release the emotion. Today, we're using lavender. If you're ever in doubt, use lavender. 1 to 2 drops. Smell it after you activate it. Release. Find the acupressure point for anxiety. It's 2 inches above the belly button. And you're going to smell the oil, close your eyes, and use an affirmation to clear it. Today is peace, be still. Any affirmation that you feel. So again, like I said, the opposite of anxiety is what I was using was confidence, but you can use whatever emotion that is, happiness, chill, good vibes, whatever that is, and then feel an affirmation around that. I am chill today, or I feel balanced. I feel peace. Anything that you say over and over in your mind as you're smelling the oil that's allowing the emotion to shift for you. And you should feel it shift. It's really amazing. Another level that you can go with this is what I really like to do. And this is from a book from Carolyn, DC. I love the 2005 edition. I've been using this, like I said, for a very long time. 15 years. And so her book is Releasing Emotional Patterns with Essential Oils. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. And so another level you can go with this is by using acupressure points on your head to release it. And so as you're saying the affirmation, I like to continue to smell the oil. And then on the middle of my forehead, I kind of just press. If you can see, start out in the middle, and then I just press along the side. So I just kind of bop in the middle and then keep going all the way out to the widest part of my forehead. In the book, she goes into great detail of what this is, but I feel like this just continues to help you release it on another level. And so you can continue to do it the way I taught you. Otherwise, you can press these acupressure points on the middle of the forehead. And then if you go on the back of your neck, kind of that lower part, the lowest part where your spine or where your neck meets the bottom of your head. In that middle part there, I like to press just some light pressure there, and then I kind of just go up the middle. And then again, I use that same little pressure points on the back of my head. And then that soft spot, when you're a baby, that soft spot on the top, I press on that. And anytime I do this while I'm using the affirmation, I do feel a physical release. You can feel that emotion leaving your body. It might take some practice, and that's perfectly fine, just like with anything else. But go ahead and smell the oil. So we're closing our eyes. We're using any affirmation that you'd like to. Today it's peace, be still for anxiety out of Dr. Mean's book. But go ahead and press on your forehead, and then press in the middle of the back of your head, and then press that top spot. And you should feel it shift and release. It's quite amazing. If you have any questions about this, please let me know. It's super cool. We'll go through it each week with a different essential oil and a different emotion. So we'll get used to practicing it. So that's the acupressure point for anxiety. Please let me know if you have any questions. Moving on, I want to do a breathing exercise, and then we'll talk about rose quartz. And so we're going to do the 4-7-8 breathing right now. This is really super easy. You're going to close your eyes, breathe in for 4 counts. You're going to hold for 7 counts. And then we're going to exhale for 8 counts. Again, inhale for 4, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. Again, inhale for 4, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. Keep going. In for 4. Feeling yourself more relaxed. Hold for 7. And exhale for 8. Feeling yourself more relaxed. Feel your heart rate calm down and your mind and body relax. Again, last time, inhale for 4. Hold for 7. And exhale for 8. You can use this breathing exercise anytime, the 4-7-8 breathing exercise. So finally, we're going to talk about a crystal. And so this week's crystal, I decided since lavender would be the essential oil that I would choose, if I had to choose one crystal, it would be the rose quartz. So the rose quartz to me is a healing oil or a healing crystal. I would say it's love, universal love. And so properties of rose quartz. Go ahead and grab your pen. Unconditional love. I always like to hold it up against my heart chakra or up against my heart. Unconditional love, self-love, mother love, caring, kindness, friendship, romantic love, as well as platonic love. So the rose quartz, stone of universal love, restores trust and harmony in relationships, purifies and opens the heart, comforts in times of grief. A big one, dispels any negativity, I have to remember that when I get moody to go grab this stone and hold it. Protects against environmental pollutions. Encourages self-forgiveness. Strengthens the physical heart and the circulatory system. Reduces high blood pressure. Aids in chest and lung problems. Heals the kidneys and the adrenals. And can alleviate vertigo. Also can increase fertility. So that's the properties of rose quartz. Absolutely love it. In fact, I have this with me. This helps, I feel like this helps me with sleep. And so I actually this sleeps next to me every single night. It's super amazing. Unconditional love. So to end the class today, we are going to have a journal question. And like I said, please feel free to share this with me. You can email me or set up a one-on-one and we can talk about the class and your journal question. So 2 questions today. What am I good at? So again, what am I good at? Similar question, what am I confident in? So working on this whole self-love. Again, question to journal, what am I good at? And what am I confident in? Awesome. Thank you everyone for joining me on my first essential oil and crystal class. I look forward to joining you next Thursday at 11:15. We'll continue to do the meditation at the beginning, and then we'll continue with the essential oil class after. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.